area. So please deliver the brief. Thank you for your attention.
This briefing marks the beginning of Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Awareness Month, held every September, and provides an opportunity to update the public on the remarkable progress made by the state, case management and survivors supported. Between August 2024 and July 2025, the DSVA received a total of 8,692 cases through both physical walk-ins and virtual referrals and response service. On average, the agency attends to over 400 cases or 400 claims monthly. These are the breakdown. 3,685 cases of domestic violence were reported, making the most prevalent category. 243 cases of defilement and 244 cases of child abuse, physical assault were handled. 99 cases of rape, 48 cases of sexual harassment, and 25 cases of sexual assault by penetration were recorded. Other cases include 45 cyber harassment incidents, 32 threats to life, and 726 family-related disputes, custody, neglect, abduction, and child labor. A significant 3,090 children were identified as having suffered emotional abuse due to exposure to domestic violence at home. DSVA provided counseling support to ensure that they are not permanently scarred by these experiences. The youngest survivor was 18 months old, while the oldest survivor of domestic violence was a 79-year-old woman, demonstrating that SGBV affects every age group. Provision of holistic support services, legal support. Free legal aid was provided to 146 survivors through the in-house lawyers, the Bureau of Public Defender, private law firms, and the Lagos State Public Interest Law Partnership. Healthcare services. All sexual assault survivors receive treatment of general hospitals, primary health cares, and referral centers such as Marable Center, Warif, and Idera Center. Shelter and safety. 30 survivors were housed at a co-haven and other safe shelters. Psychological support. Over 1,487 survivors and 249 abusers received psychotherapy and counseling from DSVA's Clinical Psychology Department. Rescue mission. DSVA conducted 402 rescue operations, swiftly protecting individuals from dangerous environments. In the period under review, the agency provided services to 13 persons with disabilities who were experiencing one form of gender-based violence or the other. Similarly, the agency obtained 6 restraining orders pursuant to Lagos State Protection Against Domestic Violence Law 2015. Whilst the Directorate of Public Prosecution secured over 140 convictions within the review period, affirming the state's zero tolerance stance. Comprehensive findings on the cases reported of SGBV for the period under review. Assault reported for adults and children. During the period under review, the analysis revealed that male reports were higher compared to previous years for adults. Among the forms of assault reported by adults domestic violence accounted for the highest proportion of 79%, followed by failure to provide necessaries at 9.4%. Other forms of assault were reported at such lower level: rape 2.1%, sexual harassment 2%, threat to life 0.6%, sexual assault by parentation 0.5%, cyber harassment or release of porn 0.8%, and attempted rape 0.3%. 5% reported non-SGBV, which include landlord and tenant matters, land grabber issues, cases of assault involving strangers, and labors. For children, the analysis revealed that emotional abuse accounted for the majority of cases at 85%. This was followed by defilement 7%, and physical assault, child abuse 7%. Other reported cases were relatively rare, including child molestation 1.3%, child abandonment / child neglect 1.2%, defilement, sexual molestation by minor to minor 0.3%, and very few cases of child labor 0.01%, non-SGBV 0.01%, and release of porn, cyberbullying 0.01%. Another analysis of data revealed that there is a link between mental health issues and domestic violence, as 10% of the survivors noted that their abusers are diagnosed of mental health issues. The effect of sexual and gender-based violence cannot be overemphasized, as 90% of the survivors disclose that they have experienced low self-esteem, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, extreme fear, and anxiety, and about 5% suffered from depression and had to seek medical help. Services provided to survivors for adults and children. One of the agency's main responsibilities is to provide immediate and quick response to SGBV cases by providing support, counseling, empowerment, shelter, medications, and other referrals and services to survivors. For services rendered to survivors, both adults and children, 18% were referred to police FSU, while 6% received social services or maintenance support. Health-related referrals to PAC hospitals accounted for 2%. Another 2% were referred to the Bureau of Public Defender. About 19% of the cases were referred to mediations, out of which 10% of the survivors, including their partners, signed a memorandum of understanding. In addition, 1% of cases were referred to agencies outside Lagos State, while the remaining cases fell into other categories. Out of the 20 local government areas in Lagos State, the top 5 LGAs with highest reporting for adults includes Alimosho, Etiosa, Ikorodu, Oshofe, and Oshodi Solo. While cases involving children, we have recorded high reporting from Ikorodu, Oshofe, Badagry, Alimosho, and Oshodi Solo respectively. Sources of referral recorded from adults and children. As a result of the statewide sensitizations and awareness campaign, DSVA received reports of SGBV from survivors via various sources. Adult referrals. Adult referrals from various sources include the following: self-referral, working clients, non-governmental organizations such as Child Protection Network, JEI, CCERA, Yanura Foundation, just to mention a few. 42% of reported cases were received from VRSS, toll-free lines, 4% from police, FSUs, 9% from OGA in Lagos State. 5% from social media, with cases reported informally on social media amounts almost every week. Survivors' year of marriage reported. Further analysis of cases under the year in review still revealed that at least 60% of survivors that reported to the agency experienced domestic violence in the first 5 years of their marriage. However, 50% of the reports were made about 10 years of subsistence of the marriage. Various factors which contributed to delay in reporting include financial dependence on the abuser, wanting to remain in the abusive relationship because of their children, as well as other socio-cultural factors. Trend reported cases among adults and children. It reveals that from the inception of the agency, this year records the highest female reports perpetrated against women compared to other years. 30% of women disclosed that they were pregnant during the abuse. Employment status of both the survivors and the perpetrators. Survivors' employment, it has revealed that 33% of survivors are self-employed, 44% are employed, 11% are students, 11% are unemployed, and 1% are retired. For the alleged perpetrators, it was revealed that 45% are employed, 30% are self-employed, 8% are unemployed, 3% are students, while 6% are unknown. These findings debunk the myth that most perpetrators are unemployed. With growing awareness of mental wellness and the need to continue to ensure the psychosocial well-being of couples for a better society, the Clinical Psychology Department provided phytotherapy and psychosocial support for 1,489 survivors, including children, and 249 abusers, respectively. Trend in reported cases amongst adults and children from August 2024 to July 2025. According to the displayed figure, the trend for this year's cases received for adults, including male and female, shows that there was a sharp increase in reportage of SBG from September 2024 to October 2024. This can be attributable to the fact that there was a lot of awareness in September. A sharp decrease was observed in December 2024, an increase in January 2025. An integral mandate of the agency is to conduct preliminary investigations, rescue, and provide support to survivors. The agency has concluded a total of 402 preliminary investigations and the rescue missions of survivors of domestic and sexual violence in Lagos State. Since the activation of the DSV AI chat box in February 2025, the platform has recorded a total of 158 user interactions. 61 interactions requested to chat a live agent and were subsequently directed to virtual case manager for further assistance, while 97 of the users involved in earlier testing the functionality of the platform or either asking information about SGBV. In the period under review, a total of 57 safeguarding and child protection concerns were received by the Lagos State Task Force on Safeguarding and Child Protection, which comprise the Office of Education Quality Assurance and the Department of School Social Work of the Ministry of Youth and Social Development, Ministry of Health. The DSV and NGOs. All hearing schools were jointly investigated and were expedient. All hearing schools were jointly investigated and were expedient. Charges have been proffered against hearing individuals. The agency continues to expand its preventive strategies through awareness and education. From August 2024 to July 2025, DSVA directly and indirectly engaged 6.3 million residents across the 20 local governments of Lagos State through the following medium: 1. Door-to-door campaign, 2. Market sensitization drives, 3. Community development association meetings, and school outreach program. Through the King's Clubs and the Queen's Club initiatives, DSV reached 1,560 children, teaching positive masculinity and femininity. In addition, survivors in the high-risk category access grants through the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Trust Fund to rebuild their lives by securing accommodation, medical support, and business capital. Initiatives introduced. In the period under review, DSVA leveraged technology in the following ways. 1. Launched the Ask Inu, that is chatbot, the AI mechanism. Launched the DSV CMS report. Launched the DSV CMSI report tool, a platform to facilitate self-reporting, upload of evidentiary documents, which is critical in ensuring access to justice for survivors. Launched the I Am a Child initiative. Over 24,611 children have been empowered with information on their rights and better equipped to prevent child abuse. Launched the Intermediate Safeguarding and Child Protection online course for professionals. Over 6,233 educationists have taken the course. Launched the Parenting 101 course on safeguarding child protection and SGBV. Over 12,457 parents have successfully completed the course. DSV also provided technical support to over 26 states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory, for the purpose of institutionalizing similar SGBV structures in their respective states. Domestic and Social Violence Awareness Month, September 2025. Since 2015, the DSVRT has commemorated the Domestic and Sexual Violence Awareness Month, which has traditionally been in the month of September. Various activities are usually earmarked to commemorate the month. The various activities, the theme of this year's SGBV, the theme of this year's is SGBV, it concerns us all. The slogan is SGBV, it concerns us all. This is based on the compelling need to ensure that residents of Lagos State realize that SGBV is not a respecter of age, class, creed, or economic status, and as such, a collective effort which requires everyone to own the zero tolerance narrative is most compelling. The below are the activity centers of Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Awareness Month in the month of September 2025. Turn Alausa Purple, turn Lagos Purple. As it has been customary, we will turn Alausa Purple on the 1st of September, which is Monday. Public servants will be adorned with purple ribbons, a symbol of solidarity against domestic and sexual violence. Through the Turn Lagos Purple campaign, the agency will engage public servants on these critical issues, even as they are encouraged to wear a touch of purple in solidarity with the cause. Advocacy work against sexual and gender-based violence. It is our belief that work against sexual and gender-based violence are instrumental in educating the public and raising awareness on the SGBV menace. Participants will include critical stakeholders and residents in the two communities where there is high reportage of sexual and gender-based violence, Ikeja and Alimosho. Men wey sabi market fiesta. Men wey sabi market fiesta. Men wey sabi market fiesta is to educate people on gender and sexual roles and how these social constructs encourage perpetration of sexual and gender-based violence. Couple wey sabi, men wey sabi. Couple wey sabi, which based on the success of our men wey sabi, holds on the 18th of September. The event will feature individuals role-playing as individual role-playing as couples, performing activities aimed at promoting healthy relationship and challenging gender stereotypes. Survivors Day. Survivors Day is organized to honor and celebrate the strength of survivors of sexual and gender-based violence. The event creates a safe platform for survivors to share their experiences, suggest solutions, and inspire others. It also helps assess the impact of existing interventions while promoting healing, encouragement, showing that life continues after violence and that early reporting is vital. The gathering will be intimate with survivors and key stakeholders present. Symposiums and engagement of MDAs and private sector on sexual harassment. For the first time, we will engage private organizations in discussions on the theme, the impact of SDVC on labor and productivity. The theme is the impact of SGBV on labor and productivity. We are also set to launch the guideline on social harassment protection in workplace, thereby fostering safer and more respectful work environments. Safeguarding and Child Protection Week. Children will not be left out as the Safeguarding and Child Protection Week will witness the gathering of over 1,200 students debates on the topic "It's Okay to Tell." Participants will also receive books on their rights, body safety, and be informed on steps to take to report child protection concerns. Governors Award and Award Night. To round off the month, the Governors Commendations and Award will be held to celebrate officers, institutions, and individuals who have distinguished themselves in the fight against sexual and gender-based violence. The following categories of persons will be recognized and appreciated. 1. The Best Family Social Service Units. 2. Most Responsive Social Worker. 3. Most Responsive Health Facility. 4. Most Service-Oriented Non-Governmental Organization. 4. domestic and sexual violence. 5, most responsive partner. 6, most responsive education district guardians counselor. Overall results. By the end of the domestic and sexual violence awareness month, the following will have been achieved. 1, a stronger relationship with the media will have been established. A significant increase in the number of reported cases, especially through toll-free hotlines. 3, reductions in incidents of domestic and social violence. 4, substantial data regarding dynamics and domestic and social violence and abusers will have been gathered. 5, policy formulations targeted at preventive measures will have been proposed. An increased morale of service providers and frontline personnel in preventions and responding to SGBV services. 7, improved collaborations and partnership with stakeholders. The progress recorded reflects the collective resolve of Lagos State to eliminate domestic and sexual violence, yet more needs to be done. I urge all Lagosians to 1, report cases using the toll-free hotlines 080 080-0333333. The number was calculated. Join the upcoming activities during the awareness month. Speak out, support survivors, and challenge harmful norms. Together, let us build a Lagos where safety, dignity, and justice are guaranteed for all. SGBV. I thank you for listening. Thank you very much.
Please let's appreciate her. So next thing on the agenda is
statistics of survivors. You see that 84% were from females and 16% from males. So females, we recorded 5,144 from females and 906